What's up guys, today we're going to be talking about the Sony a6400 lens. I'm going to be showing you guys some video that I took with it and some photos that I shot with this lens. So stay tuned to hear all about this lens. What's up guys, my name is Jesus Martinez and I'm a San Diego photographer trying to go full-time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to follow the journey. Alright guys, like I mentioned, today I'm finally diving into the a6400 lens. I had previously done a video about shooting with this lens, some street photography. If you guys haven't seen that and want to see those photos, click on this link. But on this video, I'm just gonna show you guys some video and some portraits that I shot with this lens, like I've done on my previous videos. Even if you haven't seen any of those, I mean, if you want to see them, they're in my channel. So without further ado, here's that modeling video. I did use a gimbal. I wanted to make this the best as possible. So heads up, I used a stabilizer and my Sony a6400 and the a6400 lens. Here's the video. Some things I noticed from using this lens: the focus, it is a Sony lens, so it was amazing. Again, I haven't had much issues with focusing on the a6400 body and other lenses. The lens itself has optical steady shot built into it, so it already has some form of stabilization along with the gimbal. I'm sure you guys realized the footage was very smooth. Now this was the hard part for me because initially, like I mentioned on the previous video where I talked about this lens, the bokeh. This lens only opens up to an f4, so aperture of f4 is not that shallow at all. But this lens surprised me, and had noticed this a while ago when I had done an engagement shoot and zoomed in at 105. It actually compressed the image enough to create some pretty nice bokeh, and that's what I was trying to do again with this lens, and it worked. I love the bokeh that was coming from this lens. Now granted, it's not that f1.8 1.4 bokeh, but at 105 f4 it still compresses the image enough to give you some form of bokeh. And I don't know, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Do you guys like this type of bokeh? If you do, write it down in the comments below. And I know I can share this, that as a photographer, beginner photographer, I had such a hard time understanding why anybody wanted to shoot at 100 millimeters or more. I never understood the compression. As you guys can see in these images, there is enough bokeh. I think it was flattering. I think it was good bokeh for the photos. Being an f4, I think it works out pretty good. Now, who is this lens for? I have a hard part recommending this or really saying you have to buy this because I rarely use it. But I do have a 24, a 30, a 50. I have all these lenses that kind of rack up to that focal length. When I need, or when I know I'm going to need a 100 millimeter focal length, that's when I use this lens. When I'm shooting video, honestly, I like going down to the small apertures, and since I have the focal lengths, I just use the other lenses. So I think I've used this lens, like I mentioned, a couple times, 2, 3, 4 times maybe. But ultimately, this lens is mostly made for people that are shooting video or for somebody that really doesn't know what focal length to get. I think this is a great lens for someone to try it all out and realize what they're shooting the most. If they're finding themselves needing a longer focal length, if they're finding themselves needing a shorter focal length, I think this would be a great way to realize it. Now, this also is a pretty good lens if you have no clue what you're gonna shoot on that day, you don't wanna carry everything. I think this lens is perfect. Now, who is this lens not for? I don't think it's for somebody that already owns the primes, like I already mentioned, because there is really no point of getting another focal length that covers those primes, but now you can only shoot at f4. I mean, unless you want one lens to do it all and f4 is perfect for you, there you have it. If you want that 100 millimeter focal length because you've already covered the other lengths, I would not go with this lens. I did use this lens once at low light and it was really hard to get any good images because of the aperture of f4. It was hard to get anything. f4 and a crop sensor, I was starting to get so much noise on my images. If you want that long focal length, just go for the 135. I know it's expensive. The Sigma offers a cheaper version, so I would be looking into that. That's all I have to say about this lens, guys. I might sell this lens. I've actually been selling some lenses off, so I might keep it, I might sell it. I'm not so sure what to do now. We'll see what I end up using the most, but as it is, I'm rarely using this lens. I do want that 135 1.8 from Sigma. That's the lens I'm trying to get now. Like I mentioned, I'm trying to shoot more weddings, and I have been upgrading some of my gear. I will be sharing that with you guys on the next video. But again, if you guys liked this video, learned something, found it interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. I really appreciate it. I will be dropping an affiliate link again. It's helping out the channel, and I'll be talking about that as well. This is my third or fourth time with the affiliates. Hopefully they approve me. Please approve me, please. If they do, it would be awesome. If they don't, oh well, I'll still make videos. Again, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.